What's up? RingsideReactionary back with another one. This one's by Tap Out Corner. It's 20 wrestlers hitting their signature moves in movies. Let's check it out.
The 2016 movie Countdown not only features 2 WWE wrestlers, but it also includes a scene that takes place at a WWE show. In the film, Dolph Ziggler plays a detective, while Kane plays the police chief. Things really get going when Dolph and Kane find out that a child is being held hostage. The kidnapper tells them to bring the ransom money to an arena where a WWE show is going on. Once the handoff is made, the police try to take down the kidnapper, which prompts Ziggler to give chase. The show-off then literally bumps into Rusev, leading to this.
I'm a cop! Show me your badge! Hang on!
Now that's a real man.
In Fast X, the main character, Dominic Toretto, gets framed for a terrorist attack. The government starts going after him, as well as Dominic's family. They break into Dom's house to take his son hostage, but luckily, Dominic's brother, John Cena, is there to make the save. He beats up the government agents and uses his WWE finishing move, the Attitude Adjustment. There's only one thing that would have made this scene better. The Batista Bomb was a pretty devastating finisher in WWE, and it is in movies too apparently. In the 2012 film, The Man with the Iron Fist, Batista plays a mercenary named Brass Body. The animal is hired to kill one of the main characters, and during one of the fight scenes, Batista grabs a man and gives him the Batista Bomb, which actually kills the guy. The Rock has appeared in a lot of movies, so it's not surprising he slipped in some of his WWE moves. In the 7th Fast and the Furious movie, the People's Champion gets into a fight with Jason Statham's character, Deckard Shaw. During this, Rock uses the Rock Bottom to send Shaw through a glass table. The camera work makes this moment even better. Despite starting as enemies, The Rock and Shaw eventually become partners in the Fast and the Furious spin-off movie, Hobbs and Shaw. In the film, Roman Reigns makes his live-action movie debut as one of The Rock's family members. In the final action scene of the film, The Rock, Roman, and their Samoan family wage war against the villains, Ideon. Roman appropriately nails one of the baddies with a Samoan drop, while The Rock hits a move that looks similar to his signature spine buster. A little later, The Rock throws a guy to his cousin, allowing Roman Reigns to perform his finisher, the Spear. In the film Eliminators, Wade Barrett plays a hitman named Bishop. His job is to find and kill the main character, Thomas. The two have a fight scene in which Barrett busts out one of his wrestling moves when he hits Thomas with a snap suplex. However, the best part is in Wade's final fight. The leader of the Barrett Barrage faces off with Thomas again, and this time uses his WWE finisher, the Wasteland. It doesn't quite get the job done, however. In 2015's Vendetta, Big Show plays a criminal who kills the detective's wife. In order to get revenge, the detective gets himself arrested and locked inside the same prison as the Big Show. Of course, this eventually leads to a fight where the world's largest athlete hits the detective with one of his famous chops. If it's anything like the chop a Big Show gave to Kofi Kingston, I do not want to see this guy's chest. In 1999, Goldberg made his first appearance in a major movie when he played the character Romeo in Universal Soldier: The Return. Goldberg's character is one of the titular Universal Soldiers, which are basically super soldiers that are nearly impossible to kill. You can see why they picked Goldberg for this role. Anyways, Goldberg and the other Universal Soldiers get out of control and start running amok. This leads to a scene where Goldberg fights a bunch of hospital guards. The master of the jackhammer nails one of them with his infamous super kick and then follows up by mowing a guy down with his signature spear. Goldberg goes for a second one, but nobody's home. The 2015 film Wrestle Madness is about a talking dog who becomes a wrestler. As such, one former WWE wrestler appears in the movie. In the climax of the film, the dog, named Russell, faces a wrestler called the Hammer, played by John Morrison. During their match, Morrison gets on the top rope and performs Shooting Star Press. Unlike in WWE, the finishing move doesn't get the job done, as Russell dodges Morrison's finisher and pins him to win. In Rocky III, Hulk Hogan plays a character named Thunderlips, a huge and strong world champion wrestler. So basically, Hulk Hogan in real life. Hogan faces off against the title character Rocky in a boxer vs. wrestler exhibition match for charity. As you would expect, the Hulkster hits several wrestling moves, but the best is when he leaps into the air and hits Rocky with the leg drop, the same finishing move Hulk Hogan used in WWE. Now this next scene will leave you satisfied. In 2011, Trish Stratus became a bounty hunter in a movie titled, appropriately enough, Bounty Hunters. In the final fight scene of the movie, Stratus finds herself fighting against one of the antagonists. During this, Trish bounces off the wall and successfully hits Stratus' faction, which actually ends the fight. Although, if you ask me, it doesn't look like the woman's head actually hit the floor. In 2018, Shawn Michaels became a superstar. superhero. Sort of. The Heartbreak Kid appeared in the Star Wars and Marvel parody film Avengers of Justice Farce Wars. Michaels plays the incredible Master Yoga, who becomes the mentor of the main character, a retired superhero. While training his student, Mr. WrestleMania decks him with a clothesline, then dishes out a hip toss before ending with sweet chin music. It might seem a bit brutal, but hey, it teaches the lesson. We don't see many submission finishers used in movies, but the 2017 Psych film changed that. In it, Charlotte Flair plays one of the henchmen for the main villain. Her big scene comes near the end of the movie when she attacks two of the good guys. One of the moves Flair uses is the figure 8, which works out really well.
All day apparel.
The Queen also steals a finisher when she uses Becky Lynch's Disarmor. Fitting with her WWE background, Charlotte Flair is taken out when the heroes start hitting her with folding chairs. The main event is a movie about a kid who finds a luchador mask that gives him superpowers. Naturally, he decides to use them to enter a competition to become a WWE wrestler. The kid calls himself Kid Chaos and gets put into a match against a wrestler named Stingface by Otis. During the fight, Otis busts out his signature WWE move, the Caterpillar. Kid Chaos manages to avoid the attack, but it's still cool to see nonetheless. It's also worth mentioning that Keith Lee, who plays a character called Smooth Operator, is also part of the competition. During Lee's match, he hits his opponent with his WWE finisher, Big Bang Catastrophe. In 2011's Warrior, Kurt Angle steps out of the squared circle and into the octagon as he plays an MMA fighter named Koba. Angle's opponent is one of the film's main characters, Brendan. During their fight, the Olympic gold medalist uses an assortment of moves, but the best one is when he hits Brendan with a German suplex.
Ooh.
Unfortunately for Kurt, he eventually has to, ironically, tap out and lose the fight. Let's flip the script and see a wrestler get hit by their own finisher in a movie. In the action horror film Dark Rising, Christian plays a character called Ricky. He and a few friends go on a camping trip and they end up unleashing supernatural forces. I'll spare you the details, but towards the end of the movie, Christian gets possessed by a demon. The non-possessed characters have to fight him off, and they take him down by using Christian's finishing move, the kill switch.
Ooh.
If there's one move from Eve Torres' WWE arsenal you remember, it's probably her moonsault. Torres agreed and brought the finishing move with her when she appeared in the 4 Scorpion King movie. At one point in the film, the main
Why do they even have 4 of
the
these
guy who
movies?
has it will only hand it over if the female member of the group, Valina, takes on a woman named Chinkara, aka Eve Torres. The two ladies go at it in a ring covered in nets, where the former WWE wrestler dominates. Finally, Eve climbs to literally the top rope and executes the moonsault. Despite what you might be expecting, Torres actually hits the move successfully. However, due to plot armor, Eve does lose the match. This next one doesn't make any logical sense, but it is awesome. In the movie Girls Gone Dead, Jerry the King Lawler plays the role of a sheriff in a coastal town during spring break. It just so happens that a masked killer is on the loose and is killing off a group of college girls one by one. In the climax, the villain gets set on fire, and then Jerry Lawler pulls a Randy Orton and hits a pile driver from out of nowhere. Just like in wrestling, the King's finisher gets the job done.
What the
While
hell?
The Miz is the A-lister, his wife Maurice has done some acting too. She appeared in the 2016 zombie film Isle of the Dead. Maurice is part of a small rescue team tasked with going to a zombie-infested island looking for survivors. In the climax of the movie, Maurice gets infected but goes out fighting. She lays out a ton of zombies and even uses her WWE finisher, the French Kiss, on one of them. In the first Spider-Man movie, Peter Parker competes at a wrestling show to try and win some money. His opponent turns out to be Macho Man Randy Savage, playing a wrestler named Bonesaw McGraw. Before they lock up, we see Macho Man's character in action. One of the moves he hits is a elbow drop, Randy Savage's finishing move when he was a wrestler in WWE. It made an already awesome movie a bit more awesome to see Randy perform his iconic move. However, did you know that Macho Man got injured while filming Spider-Man? To see it, watch the video on screen.
These are the top 5 moments.
Yeah. So that's an interesting video. I didn't realize there were that many movies with wrestlers in it. Just saying. I'm sure there's more too. I know there's like all the Marine movies with Cena and Miz and all that junk. But yeah. So that was that video. Link to the original video in the description for YouTubers. Hope you liked it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good shit. I'm out. Peace.